Good. How you guys doing?
We're okay. We're ready to fire some questions at you.
You guys hear me okay?
We hear you great.
All right.
If you're ready, we'll start with Eric Scopel from 247 Sports.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, Bobby. How you doing? Good to see you again.
Good.
Hey, let's start out at tight end here. DJ Johnson, he made the move from defensive end. Just curious what behind that decision to move him over there and kind of how's he played. And obviously Cam coming back from a couple of years out, kind of what's been the early impressions of him so far this fall?
DJ has been a pleasant surprise. He played tight end in high school and was a pretty good tight end. So having him come over, and we got a chance to see him in the spring for a few practices we had, and then so far in fall camp, he's been a pleasant surprise.
Next is James Crapia from the Oregonian.
Bob, we wanted to go to the kicking game. I know you have a couple of preferred walk-ons who joined at both kicker and punter who were pretty highly rated in the kicking recruiting circles. So what do Harrison and Race bring to the competition, and what have you seen from them early, and how viable is it that they could push Tom and Camden for those jobs?
Well, they've been doing a great job. Race, he's been focusing primarily on punting, and, he's gotten a lot of work so far because the big part of, the early part of fall camp, we spent a lot of time on punt, and he's done a great job. And Harrison Beatty, amazingly, he's a guy that can do all three. So he can punt, he can kick off, and he can kick field goals. And so, out of these, last few practices, it's been a pleasure to have both of these young guys in here, as well as our young snapper, Jake Fogiet. So we got really three good quality walk-ons that's really giving us some depth.
Next question comes from Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Who are some candidates, obviously, to return punts and kicks? Javon did that last year, at least from the punt return. He's gone now. Who are some candidates for those jobs?
Well, we're looking at quite a few guys, and from a punt return standpoint, Travis Dye, of course, he did a little bit last year, and Micah Pittman, we've been working him back there, and Chris Hudson's, he's been doing a great job also as well. In both the punt return and kickoff return. Josh Delgado, Josh has been working as a punt returner. And then kick return guys, of course, McHale, he's back, and Travis Dye is working back there, as well as Chris Hudson and Micah Pittman and Diamador Lenoir. We got him back there working a little bit because he did a lot of that in high school. So, as well as Daywood, he's been our, what we call an off returner. He's back, and Jalen Red, he's back there, as well as Josh Delgado. So, we have quite a few guys working in our kick return role as well as our punt return role. And we chart them every day, but we haven't made a decision on who's going to be our punt returner yet.
Next question comes from James Crapia from the Oregonian.
Bobby, definitely a position that doesn't get much by way of headlines, but it does change compared to a year ago. Who is in the mix at holder, believe it or not? And also on the special teams coverage units, I know I'm not expecting you to rattle off all 11 guys, but more on the kickoff return coverage. That was obviously an area that you guys had ups and downs at different points last year. How do you look to improve that unit specifically?
Well, it's still early in fall camp, and we've been working on, we just pretty much got every phase of a kicking game in, from a learning standpoint. But as far as our holders, we got some of this, Tom Sneed, he's done a great job holding. Tyler Shuck's done a great job holding. Our young freshman Race Malum has done a great job holding, and as well as some of our younger quarterbacks too. So we're looking at our specialists as well as some quarterbacks as being a holder, and they've done a great job so far in practice. And from a coverage unit, we're very impressed by some of the young freshmen that we've added on. So, look to see some of those guys on some of our coverage units.
Next question goes to Eric Scopel, 247 Sports.
Yeah, Bobby. I guess the tight end position, let's just move there for a second here. It seems like a lot of different guys. You guys carry, I think, 5 or 6 scholarship players, a couple walk-ons that were preferred. Where's the status of that? Do you have any hierarchy? Is anybody separating, or is it still pretty much anyone's position right now?
Well, Hunter Campmoyer and having Hunter and Cam McCormick, Spencer Webb, Patrick Herbert. I mean, we have some quality personnel at the position, as well as getting DJ Johnson over. That's been, a pleasant surprise for us. So from a depth standpoint, we're pretty solid at the position, as well as, just being a part of this new system and seeing how the tight end is utilized. The guys are really excited about it.
Back to James Crapia from the Oregonian.
To follow up on that, Bobby, how does the position change in Joe's system? I know he was overwhelmingly kind of base 11 and secondarily 12 at MSU, and I think Penn State as well. So it's not a huge leap from what you guys are doing in terms of base formation, but how does the role change, if at any?
Well, he's done a lot as far as bringing a brand new system to us. And what's been amazing is that, a lot of these plays that we've run in the past, and you just call it something different now. So, but the tight end is heavily involved, both in the 11 and 12 personnel, and some, 3 tight end sets. So the fact that we have a number of quality tight ends in the program give us the ability to utilize a number of different personnel groupings.
Back to Eric Scopel from 247 Sports.
Bobby, obviously Camden was the place kicker a year ago. Is it safe to say it's his job, or is there an open kicking competition? And then I guess same question for Tom Snee, since he's the only scholarship punter.
Those guys out there competing every day. So, I mean, we haven't set a depth chart as far as, who's going to be 1, who's going to be 2, who's going to start here, who's going to start there. We do kind of what we call a round robin thing when we kick and field goals and we punt. We do a lot of different things from the standpoint of how, going about protection and doing things that certain guys can do.
Back to James Crapia from the Oregonian.
Would you like to take the kickoffs responsibilities off of Cam, though, Bobby? Because that was an area that his accuracy obviously picked up on field goals as the season went on, but from kickoffs, just the touchback percentage was, nationally speaking, kind of low. I know he's a freshman. I know it's time to obviously correct that, but just would you like to take that off of him if a Harrison or somebody is able to come along?
No, I'm not going to say that. We're going to proceed, with our guys that we have here, and not say about we're going to take anything off of anybody. We're just going to see who can do the best job, from the standpoint of what we need to get accomplished on the kickoff team.
Looks like all we have for you, Coach. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.